Hello and welcome to the Thursday, March 27th, 2025 edition of the SANS Internet Storm Center's Stormcast. My name is Johannes Ulrich and today I am recording from Jacksonville, Florida. It's always great when students are able to apply what they're learning in their classes, and we have a great example here from one of our undergraduate interns, John, and we did write about how to classify malware using machine learning, and did so in, I think, a pretty interesting, novel way. Also, the diary itself that we wrote is lots of details, so really also enables you to apply some of these techniques to samples and such that you may have in your environment. The goal of this particular work was to classify malware, so not to figure out is it malicious or not so much as to what type of malware it is. And that's, of course, with these undergraduate interns, as part of the internship, they're looking at honeypot data. You end up with a ton of malware there, and the difficult part is sometimes how to sort of triage it and deal just with the sheer volume of data. So this particular model was then able to distinguish between simple troppers, downloaders, backdoors, ransomware, Trojans, viruses, and worms. Also information stealers was another category that we looked at. And well, it worked actually really well with detection sort of in the 90% correct range. And of course, there are always a piece of malware that may be somewhat in between. And well, again, lots of details here in the diary if you're interested in these type of techniques. I think really educational piece and very thorough the work being done here. And imagine that we still have malicious packages, NPM packages in particular, and there is a good new blog post by Lucia Valentich with Reversing Labs. She looked into the Ethers Provider 2 packages, which was recently published and turned out to be malicious. What's a little bit different here about this is, so again, we have attacks against crypto coin developers. Ethers refers to Ethereum, and that's sort of what the package is supposed to help with. The actual Ethers package was not compromised here, but the tricky part was that these additional Ethers Provider 2 packages, they were then actually patching the already installed Ethers package with malicious payload to then lead to an execution in the code. So yes, they realized that you probably already have Ethers installed. That's the package they really wanted to compromise, but not being able to compromise it directly, they sort of went this detour to first trick you into installing that second package that was supposedly related, and then have it update the main target that they were after. What they ended up with then was a downloader, which basically would allow additional malware to be installed. Most of the time, as Lucia here points out in the blog post, this type of malware is an info stealer. They're trying to steal your crypto coins. Here in this case, well, again, the attacker went a slightly different route via the downloader first. And something else that's not going away is zero-day vulnerabilities in Google Chrome. Google just released a new update for Google Chrome, apparently only affecting Windows. This particular vulnerability was found by Kaspersky after it had been used to compromise various Russian media and educational institutions, according to Kaspersky. Well, and that's it for today. If I missed a story, let me know. Let me know if there is any story I should have covered. There were a couple other vulnerabilities like Crush FTP, for example, that I don't really think is noteworthy enough, but let me know if it is, and I'll definitely include vulnerabilities like that. And as always, I like it if you like this podcast, and any feedback is welcome. And if you like it even more, then leave a good comment or let someone at SANS know that you like this podcast. Thanks, and talk to you again tomorrow. Bye.